Parshas Shemos, the new Sefer, Baruch Hashem, Chazak Chazak V'nis Chazek. So with Parshas Shemos, we begin really the story of Moshe Rabbeinu, the most glorious career in the history of the Jewish people. From Parshas Shemos until Parshas V'zeis HaBrocha, it's all about Moshe Rabbeinu. Come ish Moshe Rabbeinu. So how does the Torah introduce this overwhelming, this towering figure? Vayelech ish mi beis Levi vayikach as Bas Levi. A man who was a Levi went ahead and married a girl who was also in the house of Levi, and they had a child named Moshe Rabbeinu, his mate Moshe, etc., and the rest is history. Who was this Ishmi Beis Levi? Torah doesn't bother at this point. Who was this Bas Levi? Torah doesn't. Isn't it strange that you're introducing Moshe Rabbeinu, who he was, and you don't give us Moshe ben Amram? Come on. When he got an Aliyah, they did more than that. So why? So of course the Meforshei HaChumash tackle this. And the Ramban says an interesting shot. V'lo hiskir ha'kosev shem ha'ish v'lo shem ishtoi asher lokach v'hoya zeh b'avor ki yitztarech li'yaches l'haskir shma mi aviyim v'avi aviyim ad Levi. A very simple explanation. Because if you go ahead and you start telling who he was, who was Amram, so then you have to say, who was Amram? And who was Amram's father? And who was Amram's grandfather? And then who was Yocheved? And etc., or Miriam, rather. No, yeah. So therefore the Ramban says, the Torah didn't want to get distracted. Cut to the chase. You know, we're done with Moshe Rabbeinu, so therefore we'll wait for that later. That's what the Ramban's pshat is. It's like, a pashtus. Reb Zalman Sarotskin, Lutzgerov, offers a different take on this. And that is that the Torah is trying to tell us that the Gadol Hador, the Gadol of any door, the biggest Gadol Hador, does not have to come from Yichus. He does not have to come from great parents or famous parents or someone who is also the Gadol Hador. As it turns out, Amram Gadol Hador Hoya. But the Torah is trying to tell us, he had a father and he had a mother. That's all you need. And you can become Moshe Rabbeinu. Now, truth be told, there are great dynasties in Klal Yisrael. Rav Malkiel Kotler is the son of Rav Schneur Kotler, who was the son of Rav Baron Kotler, whose father-in-law was Rabbi Zalman Meltzer. This is the royalty of Klal Yisrael. The Ger Rebbe is the son of the Ger Rebbe, who was the son of the Ger Rebbe, who was the son of the Sfas Emes, who was the son of the Chidush Yerim. I'm sorry, I'm not much on my Ger dynasty, but also, Gedolim Shebe Gedolim. And in the Litvische world, you have Rabbi Yoshe Ber Soloveitchik, who was the son of Rav Moshe Soloveitchik, who was the son of Reb Chaim Soloveitchik, who was the son of the Beis Halevi, the Yissocher Halevi Soloveitchik. You have these dynasties. And it don't hurt to have parents and grandparents like that. But it's not a requirement, not necessary. You can come from very plain folk, and you can become a gadol in your own right. I know of several cases that in the yeshiva that I went to yeshiva with. One of the smartest guys that ever went through Ner Israel, an Ilui Otzum. Matter of fact, the Rosh Yeshiva of Ruderman on his smicha wrote, Ilui Otzum, great genius. Trust me, the Yeshiva didn't call too many people Ilui Otzum. I'm not going to say who it is, but someone world famous. Posh, his parents come from plain people. It could even be that they weren't a Shemer Shabbos. It can happen. That's the lesson of Vayelech Ish mi Beis Levi, Vayikach Bas Levi. Rabbi Yaakov Kamenetsky has another take, besides the Ramban, Psalm Sorotzkin. Rabbi Yaakov writes, Sheba Pasuk Zeh Mushras Yisoid Be'emunasenu, that in this Pasuk there is a fundamental principle of our religion. She'ein hi ke'emunas hagoyim she'otzi lahamtzi la'meizem achaykek hutzuchu levades she'neilad aydei ruach v'kadayma. Because there's another personality in the world who became the leader of one of the world's, quote, great religions, Christianity. Now, who was his father and who was his mother? Well, we know his mother, but have you ever heard about Immaculate? Why? So the Rebbe says they had to invent this. This person has to be, quote, the Son of God. He was not born from a man and a woman. He was born, quote, from a spirit. Because a person should be such a person and come from a man and a woman? Now, they have to invent something. Yiddishkeit doesn't have to invent something. Our leader can be the son of a Yelud Isha, the son of a man and the son of a woman. And that's why the Torah is telling us, Aval etzleinu hu behechach, ha-Torah madgisha. The Torah emphasizes, Shemoshin shel Yisrael, nailad al yidei zivug shel ish Levi bas Levi. He's the product of a Levi and a Leviah. Ki anachnu soivim sheyesh bo haguf haneshama kesh kosher chazak. There's no dichotomy between the physical and the spiritual. And the great spirituality can come from a physical union. Because we all have a soul. That soul resides in us. It resides in a flesh and blood. And there is this combination of the spirit and the body. And it's no stira. That's one of the fundamentals of Yiddishkeit. No contradiction. And therefore Moshe Rabbeinu came from a man and from a woman.